Hello friends, so welcome to this lecture on storage account data plane security. So before moving further, we need to understand, like we discussed previously also, data plane is about accessing the resources within the storage account. So when we studied about management plane security, so we studied about the access to the storage account, its storage keys and all those things. But in this lecture, we'll study about the resources within the storage account, means accessing the data within the storage account. So that is about data plane security. So like we'll discuss how we can have security or accessing when we access resources like queues, table storage, blob storage, or file storage within the storage account. So this is about data security, how we can have the security of data within the storage account. So there are different methods to access the storage account, and five we can say primarily methods with the help of which we can access the storage account and are used to provide basically to provide secure access to your data within the storage account. So the first one is Azure AD. So in this case, your Azure Active Directory is used to authorize requests to your blobs, tapes, your table or queue storage. And when with the Azure AD, you can use your role-based access control to grant permission to your security principals, which we call it as user group or could be application, right? And then your security principal, which is your user group or an application, is authenticated by your Azure AD to return a token, and that token can be used to authorize a request to access a resource within a blob or within a table or within a queue. And the next method we have is the storage account keys. Remember, we discussed in the previous lectures that okay, whenever we create a storage account, storage keys are automatically generated. Remember, we discussed about the primary key and the secondary key. So that can be used to access data within the storage account. And the next we have is the policy based SaaS. So in this case, policy based SaaS, this is generated based on the storage policy. Don't worry if you are not able to understand this point at this particular moment. So I'll come to this policy based SaaS in a moment. So let me explain first the service level SaaS and the account level SaaS. So again, service level SaaS, we call it as service level shared access signature we are talking about. So service level shared access signature is basically used to provide access to only one of the services. Let's say your blob, or it could be your table, right? Or it could be your queue, or it could be your file. And you can control what user can do for a particular time, and all those permissions we basically provide in using the shared access signature key, because those are the parameters needs to be defined when we create that shared access key. And then we have is the account level key. See, in case of account level access key, it is like you can say there is a limitation of the service level, which is wherein account level shared access signature help. So when we say account level, means within an account, the let's say your application wants to perform certain operation on the one or more resources, because in case of service level SaaS, the access could be provided only one of the services within the storage account. Maybe it could be a blob, it could be a table. But in case of account level SaaS, this can delegate access to one or more resources of the storage services. And then, using this level, you can carry out operation activities that you can assign a key to a user so that he can create a blob or create a table within the table storage. And now we come to the what we call it as policy based SaaS. See, the issue with SaaS key is when you create this service level or a case of account level, once you have generated the access keys and given it to a user or application, and let's say tomorrow there is a need to change the this SaaS keys, you cannot do that. After that, once you have given it to the user or to the application, you don't have any control onto that. And for that reason, we can use the policy based SaaS, and let's say when we use a container or within the storage account, at the same time we can apply the policy onto that. So we'll discuss policy based SaaS in detail. Don't worry about that. So for the data plane security, we have these methods. Just a quick recap: Azure AD we can use, wherein we can provide access, role-based access to a security principal. Then we have the storage account keys. So we'll discuss about the storage account keys as well. There are certain limitations with the storage account keys. So we'll discuss in the upcoming lecture. Then we have the policy-based SaaS, service level SaaS, and account level SaaS. So this is it, friends, in this lecture. Thank you for watching this lecture. Meet you in the next lecture.